News out of the NFL. The Eagles are getting some backfield help, Philly acquiring Jordan Howard from Chicago. The Bears will get a 6th-round pick in 2020 that can become a 5th-round pick. Howard, who played 3 seasons with Chicago, rushed for 1,000 yards in both 2016 and 2017. The 24-year-old represents a major upgrade at a position that struggled to produce in 2018. Take a look at this. Last season, the Eagles were one of just 2 teams throughout the NFL without a 100-yard rushing performance, along with the Jaguars. Philly also ranked in the bottom 5 in the league in rushing yards per game and yards per carry. Over to Dallas, the Cowboys are bolstering their pass rush by acquiring defensive end Robert Quinn from the Dolphins for a 2020 6th-round pick. Sources telling ESPN Quinn is getting a new 1-year deal worth $8 million, and he can earn $1 million more in incentives. A lot of question marks surrounding the Cowboys defense. Taco Charlton and Byron Jones are both recovering from surgery, while Randy Gregory is serving another suspension for substance abuse. Now, let's get you back to First Take.
A mediocre team and Big D. That's what makes this funny. How about the Cowboys? How about the Cowboys? Some way, somehow, when they count, just wait. They will let you down. The accident, they will mess it up. Just wait. The accident, they will let you down. Just wait. The accident, the accident, the accident, waiting to happen. It will happen. I'm predicting they're gonna be irrelevant. I'm predicting an absolute embarrassment for the last decade and a half. They make me laugh. All the talent that they have is unbelievable, man. Big D, teasing you. This is what they do. Walking through weed, show up on cue. Accident, something will go wrong. The accident of the big Jumbotron. Accident, gotta recognize it's a black cat running around that franchise. Say it with accident, they will mess it up. Just wait. The accident, they will let you down. Just wait. The accident, the accident, the accident, waiting to happen. It will happen. How about the Cowboys?
So the 2 teams expected to battle it out for the NFC East. Each make a move yesterday. Wipe that smile off your face, because today these are good news. This is good moves for both the Cowboys and the Eagles. They get Jordan Howard, Philadelphia does, and the Cowboys get Robert Quinn, and we get Victor Cruz, who's with us. What's up, Victor?
What's up, guys?
All right, Stephen A.
What's going on, bro?
That editing on that rap video, man, that was decent stuff right there.
No question. It was great song. It's my favorite song. It's my favorite song. It should win a Grammy. It's my favorite song. Absolutely.
Terrible. Maybe an Emmy. Right. Wipe that smile off your face. Stephen A., which team has a better chance to make it and win the Super Bowl, Philly or Big D?
Well, first of all, neither's going to win the Super Bowl, but I will say this to you. It might shock you, Will. I'd say the Dallas Cowboys have a better chance than the Philadelphia Eagles at this particular moment in time. Listen. When you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, all right, you got Jordan Howard. People are going to sit up here and make a big deal about it. Had 778 carries over the last 3 years. His yards per carry have dipped. 5.2 3 years ago, 4.1 a couple of years ago, 3.7 last year. He's dipped. Had 24 touchdowns. I get all of that over the last 3 years. I mean, that's up there top 3 with anybody in the NFL. So he deserves our respect for that. But basically, you're getting him for short yardage situations, so you don't have to always throw the damn football. Jay is not there, and not healthy. So obviously, you got Jordan Howard. You'll see what happens. But I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys right now. Listen. Even though he's slow as hell, he's just always open. I'm talking about Jason Witten. I'm looking at Randall Cobb. I think that's an upgrade from Cole Beasley. I don't think there's any question about that. Listen, you got guys like Tavon Austin, Randall Cobb, and those guys. They're not, they ain't going to knock your socks off, but you already got a #1 in Amari Cooper. You already got a stud in Ezekiel Elliott. You already got a guy that's proven he can ball at the quarterback position in a Dak Prescott, who's only going to get better because of his experience. I think the combination of all of those things combined with how their defenses look. By the way, they restructured Sean Lee's deal, even though he ain't that guy. It's Smith and Van Der Esch that are going to be the guys. But Sean Lee, in terms of his experience and when he's healthy, what he's capable of doing, certainly doesn't take away anything from that defense. It buffers it. So, and I don't expect them to lose to Marcus Lawrence. I think that ultimately, if all else fails, he's going to take $20 million, because you don't walk away from $20 million. Even though he doesn't want to be franchised, he wants a long-term deal. So all of those things taken into consideration, I think the defense is still going to be what it is. I think offensively, led by Dak and Zeke and Amari, they're there. I think Randall Cobb is a key, because I think he's an elevation from Cole Beasley. And because of that, I would give them the edge over Philadelphia. We'll see what transpires during the season, because I damn sure ain't rooting for it. But just being fair and pragmatic for the moment, without being emotional, I look at the Dallas Cowboys and I feel more better about them than I do about the Eagles at this point.
Are you quite done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You don't get to take the Cowboys. All we ever hear from you, all we ever hear, there is a song that is played every time in a video.
It was 2 minutes long, Max.
It's a beautiful song.
By the way, the accident waiting to happen. And by the way, the whole impact player after impact player off the defense. Maybe also DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, they signed Quinn. Is that to buffer the defense? Sure, but isn't it also to give them some leverage over DeMarcus Lawrence in the contract negotiation? And we just saw Le'Veon Bell hold out all year. And I know we've argued on this show. Will said yesterday, yeah, but the signal sent to the players, you can lose a year of money. Yeah, but then he did get a contract, and his team missed the playoffs. And right now is when Dak is on his rookie deal. They got a strike right now. You think DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't have leverage? Are you sure if they mess around, they're going to get something done? Because I'm not. You of all people take it. And then, what's more galling is you were sitting here talking about let Nick Foles go if you're the Eagles. Well, listen, if you're not going to take the Eagles, 2 years ago, they don't win the Super Bowl without Nick Foles. Last year, they don't make the playoffs without Nick Foles. Carson Wentz was hurt both times. Who says he could have even performed on that level in the playoffs, as excellent as Carson Wentz is? Yeah, but you were the one saying you can win with Carson Wentz, let Nick Foles go. I was sitting here saying it's an insurance policy. With Wentz on his rookie deal, pay Foles, and it's like you're paying one giant quarterback. You just won a Super Bowl and made another playoff run. You said let Foles go, and now you're taking the Cowboys?
Yes, first of all, I would ask you to calm down. You're being a little bit too emotional at this particular moment in time. I think you need to calm down. That's number one. Number two, I've religiously stated this on many occasions, both to you, Victor, and everybody else. I said what can go wrong will go wrong. You didn't hear me saying the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl championship. As far as I'm concerned, the higher they climb, the better it is for me, because when they fall, it's going to be that much more painful. They're not winning the Super Bowl, and that's all I care about. All I care about is that when the final bell sounds, all right, and we crown a champion, that it ain't them. Because of the disgusting, nauseating fan base.
My opinion may be unpopular too, but I'm going with the Cowboys as well. I mean, when you look at them on paper and you look at them from the receiving core to the addition of Randall Cobb, which is an upgrade from Cole Beasley, with the return of Jason Witten, who always finds a way to be open, and with Dak Prescott with another year of him maturing and him understanding what it takes to get to advance in the playoffs and to get deeper, and what it takes as a team and as a quarterback and the things that he has to understand. I'm buying that. I think the Cowboys definitely have what it takes to make it to the Super Bowl and deep into the playoffs next year. And look, the only thing that pretty much stopped them was that defensive front, right? That the Rams just chopped right through. C.J. Anderson and those guys just really ripped through that defensive line. The addition of Robert Quinn. We know the question mark of Gregory, but they got to get DeMarcus Lawrence done. That's the only way that they're going to have a formidable defensive front to compete week in and week out with not just the NFC East, but with the entire NFL. But I think the Cowboys have more pieces, more weapons around Dak Prescott, and more, and I like Dak Prescott's maturity level coming into this year, another year of him developing and getting some new weapons to throw to as well.
What about Carson Wentz, though? One of the things about that Joe Santoliquito article on Carson Wentz and Nick Foles that got everyone in Philly all upset, actually, I think it was a good thing for the Eagles, because what was clear is that Carson Wentz works hard and has good intentions. And his reaction
even to the Max.
No doubt. But assuming health for a second, his reaction to some of what his teammates were saying, off the record or as background to reporters, his reaction to that tells me that it was a good thing. It was eye-opening for him. Because if Wentz needed to tweak some things about his locker room presence and the way he dealt with teammates, and he's willing to do it, and that was the difference between the little pixie dust that Nick Foles sprinkled over that team and what seemed to be missing from Wentz. What else is missing from Wentz? He's a stud. He's got an arm. He can run. He's tough. He's accurate. If he's also coachable in that way, which it seems to me he is, who you like, Dak or Wentz? Because I'll take Wentz.
I'll take Dak because I want my quarterback to be healthy when it counts. And so far, I know this is beyond his control. I'm not saying he has control over his injuries, but when it's been time for him to be accountable and to be there for his team when they need him the most, he just hasn't been there because of injury or whatever other reasons. And Nick Foles has been there and brought them to the promised land one time and potentially almost did it again in the second year, which I could see that helping him. I could see that helping Carson, having him take a step back and see, kind of look at within himself and look at what he needs to fix. But I like the guy that's healthy, that's there, and that's producing.
And my thing is, I'm just going to say this. That Dallas defense is real. I mean, we all joking aside. That Dallas defense is real. Offensively, we can volley back and forth, especially with the Eagles acquiring Deshaun Jackson and him with Aguilar and Jeffries and what they're going to be able to do. We'll see. But defensively, that Dallas Cowboy defense is real.
Get the Lawrence
we can't ignore that.
I'll just say this. If you ever find yourself on the other side of a debate from a former New York Giant and Stephen A. Smith arguing on behalf of the Cowboys, Max Kellerman, you might have gone too far. You might, sir, have jumped the shark.
By the way, I can't believe no one's taking the Eli Manning to Golden Tate connection coming up this season.
Yes.
How could we overlook that?
Oh,
Great job.